power from their governments who are actually controlling world populations. Right now, right the moment I speak, there are big companies, big economic interest in controlling all the water on this planet. Fresh water, underground water is being bought up all over the world. The water in Africa is being bought up by modern Western enterprises. Why? Because they know they can control the world's population and economics if they control the water. We can't allow this to happen any longer. We, the human population, have to stand up against our political, economic entities that are controlling us and say, we don't want this anymore. We want equal distribution of the wealth. We want equal distribution of the resources. We want equal distribution so that everyone on this planet has what they need to live. A simple, healthy, abundant life, and there is enough for everyone here. But as long as we keep distributing it the way we are with the haves and the have-nots, and as long as we keep spending trillions of dollars fighting the enemy, we are our own enemy. The enemy's not out there somewhere else. The enemy is our own ignorance in not recognizing that every human being, every living creature on this planet is ourself. And if we don't look at them as ourself and care about them and love them and care about their well-being and think only of me here and not them out there, then we've actually again separated ourselves from the greater body, and we've become destructive to the greater body. And so one of the ways that we've become destructive to the greater body is through this haves and have-nots, the wealthy and the rich. It's just like one family living here in this part of the country, in their fancy house, in their income and what they consume, could support a whole village of hundreds of people in a third world village. Yet two people are consuming and using that economic and those resources. This isn't right. This is like people, millions of people starving to death every year while we have this obesity problem in America. It's ridiculous. It's sick. It's insane. It's uncivilized. We actually haven't even become civilized on this planet yet. I'm just a voice, one voice, speaking for all of my brothers and sisters. I'm speaking for the trees in the Amazon jungle. I'm speaking for the plankton in the ocean. I'm speaking for the starving children in Africa. I'm speaking of the people in the villages that don't have even the basic human necessities. I'm speaking for them, giving voice to them, to you who are overweight, having to buy your $1,000 exercise machines, living in your big fancy houses, polluting the whole planet with your consumption of the resources, to wake up to what you're doing to the whole planet. So I have a passion about this because I have compassion for the rest of my body that's dying and withering and starving while we're getting fat over here in these modern industrialized nations. It's time that that ends. It has to stop. Otherwise, we're on a path of self-destruction. And sure, maybe the wealthy will have their little isolated cubicles of controlled environment with all of their needs met so they can keep their comfort zone while the whole rest of the planet dies. But let me tell you right now, it is dying. It is struggling to stay alive and retain its balance. And if you can't hear it and see it, all you have to do is begin to tune in to the environmentalists who, quote, are the radical environmentalists who are actually in touch with the condition of this planet. and who are trying to do something to help save the planet, and who are targeted and labeled as being environmentalists when they're actually just human beings who are pleading for the rest of the planet, for us to wake up to what the planetary needs are. So are we going to destroy this planet as we have destroyed other planets in this universe out of our ignorance, or are we finally going to wake up to the oneness in which we're participating and become responsible for the well-being of all living beings on this planet? That is what's called true stewardship, and that is our responsibility, and that is our calling, and that is an absolute necessity in this day and age, that we embrace true stewardship. And it starts right here with this little chunk of earth that we're responsible for stewardship of this body, which means getting plenty of exercise, living a stress-free life, nurturing and feeding the earth so it can produce nurturing plants that have all the minerals and all the vitamins they need, because the soil had all the nutrients it needs. So now the plants have all the nutrients they need, which means our bodies have all the nutrients they need. So everything is interconnected, and our responsibility lies with taking care of this first, then this one next to us here, then that one over there, and then those plants over there, and those streams over there, and those oceans over there, and those waterways over here, and the atmosphere, and the rain has to be clean. It can't be falling through polluted air. Everything is interconnected, and we have to take responsibility for all that. And in our creativity with our technology, we have to be aware that when we produce this, does it produce toxic materials and waste that the planet can't deal with? Does it destroy something over here to create something over there? We need to take into consideration the needs of all living beings with our creativity, especially with our higher advanced technologies. I got on a roll there. Excuse me.